Hello and welcome to the show. I am back continuing my F1 2017 career mode, having come off the back of a very bizarre Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We ended up scoring some solid points, unfortunately so did a lot of our rivals in complete and utter mayhem. However, we are moving on next time around to the Austrian Grand Prix, the Red Bull Ring, a track that I don't know particularly well either, so things can only go well with all that. Before we do, we're going to start some work on upgrades, I think. We've got a fair few upgrade points hanging around. Now, we could go for some more in the way of engine parts. It is tempting, of course, to go for more in the way of engine parts. I'm going to, this time, though, do something for handling. The Renault's actually not too bad a car to drive at all. But if I kind of develop the engine too much, we might fall behind in other areas. So that's what we're going to go and do. There's a lot of stuff to develop around here. But we are going to go and develop a new rear wing. It gives us a bit of a performance boost. And I have got, at the moment, the tokens to do it. So that is what we shall do. And it should hopefully be done by the time we go to the next race. It's only a week development time. And next fun and games is to fit our car ready for practice sessions. Try and not use up these, gooder condition, sure, that's the English word for it, parts. I guess we're going to have to swap turbochargers next time. We'll leave that on 80% one for now. Yeah, we'll fit the sort of broken stuff, run practice, get it onto good condition stuff for the race, and hopefully, how is our gearbox doing actually? Okay, well, we're not too bad on gearbox. Hopefully, yeah, we will have a good competitive car for the race itself. Well, practice 1 and 2 didn't really work. Trying to run the old components, my car was just so broken and slow that, yeah, couldn't really gauge anything from it. In this practice 3 session, things turn around a little bit. Looks like I got some half-decent speed in the car. We can kind of ignore the Red Bulls a little bit at the moment. They were running the Super Softs, didn't run on the Ultra Softs. Likewise, we're kind of close to Mercedes, but again, running on Super Softs. We're around with the Williams, around with the Force India in terms of pace. I'm a fair bit actually ahead of Hulkenberg. So, surprisingly, despite me not really knowing this circuit very well at all, I am apparently going relatively fast here. Gives me hope going into qualifying. Although rain is forecast, so who knows. Well, the rain has come here in Austria. Not the first wet qualifying session that we have had. No, it doesn't really look like it's going to go away anytime soon either. For qualifying for the next 10 minutes at least, so most of this first session it's going to be damp and miserable. It's supposed to be damp and miserable for the start of the race. Now, I have been running my car relatively low downforce, and that's been working in the dry. I don't know if I want to change it, because of course the weather forecast between now and the race can change. I think I'm going to stick with what I'm driving at the moment and hope that it is drivable. I might have made a bad mistake. We will wait and see, I guess. Fingers crossed, eh? I've lost power. Why have we... I've lost... I think my pedals have had an issue. There's a Renault down on circuit. Oh, bugger. Okay, Renault fixed. I guess I must have managed to just catch the wire for my pedals and unhook it. We've now got throttle back again, which is useful, to say the least, useful to have some form of acceleration. Let's go and see what we can do lap time wise. Oh, I thought I was in a bit of trouble. I've been struggling a little bit. Oh, I'm still struggling, continuing to struggle a bit with this car in the wet conditions here. I was floundering around in the 119s, I think. We've jumped our way up into an 8th place at the moment, but yeah, this is not quite as nice to drive in the wet as I might have hoped. Either way, still seems some half-decent speed to have got it this far up the grid so far. Okay, good news. We are relatively safely through. In fact, aside from the usual suspects, only Massa was quicker than us, and only by a fraction. Hulkenberg looking pretty fast again here today. The two Sauvers, McLaren, Magnussen are out. Things are looking pretty good for the Renault here. Well, having managed to string a lap together, we've got both Renaults into the top 10, which is nice to see. Massa is continuing to go relatively quick with that Williams. It's going to be quite close between all of us, that battle for 7th. Looks like the Red Bulls and so on have got a little bit of a gap back to us, but two Renaults in the top 10. on actual pace and everything is good. Is good news. Good news indeed. Well, we find ourselves in a little bit of an awkward situation going into this Q3. Jeff, again, I need your magic tape, mate. You've managed to bugger up the car once more. Okay, we find ourselves in a double irritating, awkward situation. It does seem to have now stopped raining, actually. It wasn't when we started the session. It's still damp, so whether we're going to hit that transition point onto slicks, we may well do. We may well do before the end of this session. So this is the question. Do we go and understeer our way off the course and play in the gravel? Do we go and sit and wait until the end of the session and see how dry the track gets, whether we can get away with some slick tyres? It's a gamble. I'm going to take it, though. At the end of the day, I'm going to be tootling around. Well, the worst I can do is 10th, having made it up to here. So if we sit in the garage until like 3 or 4 minutes ago, probably 5 minutes ago, just to play it safe, just to get a feel for everything, get a pair of slick tyres on the car, see how it goes. Risky, I might end up bidding it, but could be quick. So no one really knows what to do. No one really knows what to do with the weather, with the track conditions. No one really wants to go out on anything, quite frankly. There have been 2 laps, one set by Vettel, one set by Hamilton. The rest of us just don't want to head out. It's very wet still out there. It isn't actually raining, but I don't know if we are going to see the track dry up enough. It's a huge, huge gamble going out on slick tyres now, because I don't think it's going to work. You know what? It could get us a pole position. Could also bin it, but we're going to try. Well, we head out here very much into the unknown. You know, it doesn't feel too terrible under brakes there. It's whether I'm going to be able to carry the corner speed necessary. That's the tricky part here. I do have one opportunity to bail and maybe change tyres at the end of this lap. You know, it doesn't feel that bad. I say it doesn't feel that bad. Yeah, we're just kind of understeering our way around there. It's drivable, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough. It was worth a try. Yeah, we're going to have to come in, get a new set of tyres, go out again. Oh, hello Verstappen. Or do I continue riding around here and hope that it dries up in the number of laps? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think we are... damn it, I can't tell them to do it like a pit stop here to get me back out again. It's just it's too slippy. It's probably about 5 minutes away from working. Bugger. Bugger, I left it too late. It's the faffing around going back to the sort of garage that's the problem, I think. No, we should be able to get round. No, wrong button. I just went to do flying lap, drive out. We should be able to get round because it's a really quick lap here. So we've got 1 minute 22 to get around, and we're only talking about 1 minute. Oh, if I hadn't farted around there, we might have made it. This was going to be... No, we're not going to make it, I don't think. Oh, it's going to have to be the quickest outlap in history if we're going to make this. Oh, come on, Renault, we can do this. I think we're done for. Damn it! I might have been better off just continuing lapping. It might now be dry. You just don't know. It was worth a gamble. I feel like it was. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're going to be starting 10th. Maybe we could have started 7th. Had it been dry enough, we might have been able to have the car on, on pole. Sometimes you take these gambles. Sometimes it doesn't quite pay off. But there we go. And of course, just think about lap time wise, it's wet, so we're not going to be able to do 1 minute 9s, are we, around this circuit? Yeah, even if I'd have gone If we could have had like a racing pit stop as we came in, that might have worked, but I don't know how to tell them to do that rather than wheel you into the garage. There might be a way, and my bad if that is the case. Yeah, we can't do it. We're going to start from 10th. Oh well, work to be done in the race. Well, as far as weather conditions go for this, it is about as terrible as it can get. It is about as terrible as it can get. We have got rain. We have got rain at the start of the race, but it's not quite enough to need inters yet. It's supposed to rain the entire time. If I start on inters, I think we're going to be undrivable. I think we'll just kill the tyres and then have to pit anyway. We start on super softs. I fear we may be in trouble in terms of our pace relative to the AIs. I don't really know. Do we? What do we do? What on earth do we do here? Do we start on ultra softs in the hope that they might be able to get some sort of temperature during... some sort of temperature with the rain going on at the moment, keep them good for as long as possible. However, the super soft will give us longevity if we need to worry about weather. Are we going to have to go to inters before the end of the race? Possibly. It definitely wants me to start on dry tyres, which suggests to me that it is dry enough too. We're going to, and the AIs will be as well, so we're going to go start on the ultra softs and see what happens. This could be dodgy strategy call. It could be... Oh, Jeff! You've broken the rich mixture again. We haven't even got off the line and it's already had issues.
Clutch bite is good. Gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
Thank you, Jeff. You know, I said we haven't had a wet race yet. I'm okay with full wet. I'm okay with intermediate. This is the conditions that I really didn't want to have here. This is about as bad as it gets. Turn 1's going to be fun. I am really not sure. I am really not sure that I am ready for the start of this Grand Prix. This is definitely the most apprehensive I have been about the start of a race. We could be very fast in these conditions. We could be very slow. We might need to pit for inters almost immediately because this rain is looking pretty heavy and it isn't going to be going away. This is, yeah, going to be a tough one, I think. This is going to be a tough one indeed. Let's hope we can get a decent start. That would help matters no end here as we are off and underway. There's a bit of wheel spin from the Renault as we get off the line. Fairly even for everybody. No one really knows where to brake. I say that. AI done a better job than me. It's tippy toes around turn 1. We might get past a couple of... Oh, yeah, that's not what I need to... That's not exactly what I needed to hear. We've had a very, very good start. We have got one car, two cars on the way. We might actually be able to get past our teammate as well. It's up the inside. Whereabouts is he? We'll give him space on the outside there. He is going to fall back into line. Massa is past Ricardo in all of this. Don't squeeze me out, Ricardo. I am still alongside. I'm going to go on the brakes a little bit early because I'm not sure where the brakes are going to be at this stage. I seem to be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident than these... Oh, thank you, Jeff. Magic tape's on the job once more. We're trying to go around the outside in the wet, on slicks. Oh, Ricardo. That's not quite the side I wanted to have cut across the front of me, but never mind. We are fine for now. We'll try and stay off the... As I say that, we hit the curve. We'll try and stay off the curves, as and where we can. Are we going to be able to chase down the Williams? Are we going to be able to chase down the Red Bull? And what on earth is this weather going to do? Hamilton set a 120.0 from all of that. I don't know what that was, Jeff. Never mind. If the rain stays like this, we'll just be stuck with driving on, well, tiny margins for the entirety of the race. Okay, the track conditions are a little bit better than I feared they were going to be. It's not too bad to drive. Oh, someone's taken out the 100-metre board. I hope it wasn't me. It might have... No, because I was on the inside. Somebody else has hit that. Not my fault this time around. Oh, God. We're alive after all of this. There's a green flag. Somebody's... had an off somewhere around the circuit. Hopefully my engine will hold together. Oh no, not Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's having a good time of things. He's in 8th. I don't need him. Although if he does hold the rest of the field up, then I guess I'm slightly okay with it. I just wanted a little bit better constructor points for the the Renault team. Either way, if my engine is starting to have issues a little bit in this race, and we have got these conditions, I won't lose as much because, well, you know, we've got to deal with wet, and that's, that kind of reduces the need for reduces the need for crazy power, but there's less advantage in the crazy power of some of the other cars. Oh, that's a big curb. We got gearbox issues as well. Life is. Thanks, Jeff. Life is going to be getting complicated, I think, through this race. Well, we find ourselves onto a lap number 5, and I am in rather no man's land. Unable to quite keep pace with Ricciardo and Massa, but fractionally faster than, I say fractionally, actually about the same pace as the Force India behind. Hulkenberg has plummeted, perhaps a better word, through the field with whatever mechanical gremlins are ailing him here. Not so helpful. I mean, he held up the Force Indias for a lap or so, but yeah, he's kind of gone. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have a double point score for the Renaults. The rain has, well, it's continuing to drizzle, but continuing to be just about drivable at this moment in time. Who knows if it's going to get any worse, though. Yeah, I'll be in for a pit stop relatively soon, and maybe we will go the entire race running the cars on dry tyres. Maybe the rain will never get enough. I just fear I'm going to be one of those caught having to make 2 stops if the rain gets any harder later on.
The track conditions aren't improving. It's your choice as to whether you want to fit the wets next time you come in.
Well, there we go. That's Jeff. Oh, we've run very wide through turn 1. Jeff is pretty much repeating my concerns. Yeah, I mean, we're doing 19.2s, and we have done faster lap times on intermediates, but I don't know if that's really going to solve any issues. I think it's going to be kind of a case of run as long as possible and maybe see what others do, but it's, yeah, going to be a difficult call. Oh, Verstappen has gone out of the race. I'm working on the assumption that that is a technical issue. Whatever was causing him problems in qualifying has probably come back in the race, but that's Verstappen gone. Unfortunately, he was well behind us anyway, so no real positional gains for me in any of that.
Rich mix is unavailable. Rich mix unavailable.
Ah, what a surprise. Just as I go put my car in rich, the rich mixture is broken once more. Jeff's magic tape is not doing the job today, apparently. Oh, bloody hell. I'm still not really sure what to do with tyres. I think I've got to stay on the slicks for now, while we are kind of languishing around the 119s. And yes, on inters, we have been I can get into, well, probably around similar sort of pace. That was, of course, running the car on max fuel mode and everything. So we are probably still fractionally quicker on the slick tyres. I suspect if we went to inters, we'd probably... Okay, Ricciardo's in the pits, but if we go on inters, we'd just burn them out. It wouldn't really work out particularly well. Oh, I'm having massive issues getting stopped into turn 1 now. My tyres are on the way out. I think we're going to have to come in this time around. We will, I think, yeah, the Force India behind me. That Force India might end up leapfrogging us because I've had a really shonky in-lap. That's not so good. We might have somebody to race. I did have about 3 seconds over him, but still. Might have somebody to race in the near future. Right, pit stop time it is, as we have dove in. Massa was making progress on the super soft tyres, so he was doing a really bloody good job with that car. Fingers crossed we can get this... Yeah, I figured we probably would be. Fingers crossed we can get this tyre on the car. Ricciardo is long gone from us. I keep forgetting about where the speed limiter ends. Come on, Renault, get out of here. There we go. We are clear of Perez. Perez has made some time, but not enough to overtake us, not enough to leapfrog us. That's good news for me. That's very good news, in fact. for me. Now, just remember, we've got cold tyres. Got to try and warm these up. The Force India is going to be there. We will have some company, perhaps, by the say by the end of the race. For the remainder, the last 8 laps of this race, we're kind of now praying that it doesn't rain anymore, because I really don't want to have to come in again to change tyres, although in a couple of laps' time I think everyone's going to be in the same boat anyway, so if it does...
left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Thank you, Jeff. Alright, so rain is going to cease. Well, our first wet race is more of a damp race than anything. But there we go. Oh well, not... can't complain too much when we consider that position-wise we're sat well in the points.
Gap to car in front is 8.2 seconds.
Well, we continue to circle around on our own. The light drizzle continues to fall. I am, I think, fractionally faster than Massa at this stage.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Thank you, Jeff. I am fractionally faster than Massa at this stage of the race, especially considering he's on the ultra-soft tyres. I am closing gradually lap by lap, but it's only a few tenths here and there. It's certainly not going to be enough to actually get onto the back of the Williams, barring anything unusual safety car essentially happening. We are not going to be able to see the back of the Williams. We're down to 7.6 seconds now. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to have just one of those lonely races. I'm going to put my fuel back down into a normal mode for a couple of laps. Yeah, just look after the car really and don't do anything stupid. Oh, as I said, literally as I said, finish that sentence, Bottas has gone out of the race. I don't know what with, judging by the fact the car is parked off to the inside of the track over there somewhere. I would suggest that's probably an engine failure of some sort. Well, I'll take an extra position everywhere I can get one, but yeah, it doesn't really make my race much more exciting. Well, this is it for Austria, bar any really bizarre goings-on this final lap. Rich mixture is broken once more, but doesn't really matter a huge amount. I've managed to pull a decent-sized gap over Perez, never really threatened, was briefly close after the pit stops, but that challenge quickly faded. I have caught 3 or so seconds on Massa, however, it was such a big gap in such a... Thank you, Jeff. Not that really matters because the race is going to be over in about 1. Yeah, Massa has always just been a little bit too far away, and I pushed my luck slightly on this final lap there. Yeah, couldn't catch it. Don't quite know how he made up so much time through the pit stop. I guess maybe he was that far ahead before he came in. Maybe I just lost track of just how far away. Dodgy final laps is going to be a little bit bigger gap than it had been getting down towards. Yeah, just one of those Grand Prix, despite the addition of some rain into the mix. Not massively exciting. Not massively exciting, certainly not for me. Hulkenberg has plummeted all the way through the order. Don't quite know where he's going to end up from all of that. 6th place is a good result. Happy to take the decent points. Getting 6 places at the start of the season would be a cause for elation. It's just it was a little bit of a dull race. It can happen. It can happen with Formula 1 from time to time, and yeah. So after the first couple of laps, didn't really see another car. Well, there we go. Hamilton will take victory, I assume, over the 2 Ferraris. I don't know what Davis is talking about because there wasn't a safety car at all. Yeah, a couple of vehicles breaking down. Typical it would be Verstappen and Bottas that have gone out. Sainz got 10th apparently. Thanks for that particular piece of information. Yeah, I mean, can't complain too much. Fastest lap-wise was actually very quick in the middle of that. Magnussen got up to... That's a good drive from Magnussen. Got up to 9th place with a very quick lap in all of that. Hey, look at that, see? So I think, like the commentators, Hulkenberg, terrible race for him. A lot of problems. They were very, very quick at the end of the race. Don't quite know how they managed that one. Oh, maybe they got. They might put on ultra softs towards the end. Might have gone for a 2-stop when it wasn't working. But there we go. Yeah, driver standings wise, I will retain my 7th place. I'm actually almost up with Verstappen with his DNFing tendencies at the moment. Keep ahead of the Williams. Massa was only 1 place ahead of me, which is helpful. Keep ahead, of course, a fair way ahead of both the Force Indias. Raikkonen and Ricciardo move up with Bottas's DNF there. Vettel continues to lead, but only just over Hamilton here. Constructors-wise, well, Renault have slipped down another place. Hulkenberg's inability to score any points alongside me is causing difficulties for the Renault team, both Force India and Williams ahead. Not by huge margins, but yeah, hopefully we can get Hulkenberg scoring some points and not breaking down. That would be nice, and then we might be able to push for further up the constructors. But there we go. It was, yeah, not the most exciting of Grand Prix, but some solid points for me is always nice, to say the least. Unfortunately, yeah, the rain came, but wasn't really quite heavy enough to truly throw a spanner in the works. That, though, is going to be it from me. Actually, tell a lie, we will go very quickly have a look at the replays, just out of curiosity in case something interesting did happen to Verstappen or Bottas, but I have a sneaky suspicion probably wasn't. Well, Verstappen's is basically as expected, was stuck in a little bit of traffic coming up behind one of the Force Indias, and the engine let go. Engine let go big time, and that is going to be the Red Bull out. I suspect had been in fairly poor condition for qualifying, hence why he was so slow there. And yeah, saw him drop down the order and out of the race fairly early on. And sure enough, exactly the same story for the Mercedes. Happy having a relatively close race with one of the Ferraris throughout the entire thing, but there we go. Again, engine let go as they came around the first corner, parked it well off the track. So we saw no safety car, no virtual safety car from either of these breakdowns. And yeah, that was that. Massa did very, very well with the Williams in all of this, had great pace in that particular car. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, we hope for a more exciting race. Goodbye.